Say record. Okay. Hi. So tonight we're going to do a very fast farmhouse style sign. And here's my helper for tonight. And he's got a very important job. You're going to help me finish the boards as we paint them, okay? But first we need to show him what color paints to use, right? We're going to start with some white paints. Yes, and then we need some gray paints.
Ta-da!
And we're going to use a little bit of black paint.
Ta-da!
So you can see our canvas is already painted brown and dried. You can paint it any sort of neutral color. You can start with a gray canvas, or if you want to paint over an old painting, you can start with a black canvas. And then we're going to paint over it to make our board look. So I have a big sponge brush, and you have a...
tiny sponge brush.
Yes, and what we're going to do is you start by great big panels going all the way across. Now I can make these as wide as the brush, but I need you to help me make them wider. Okay, so we already did one sample of this and decided we're going to redo it. I've got this panel. What I need you to do, John, see this gap here? Paint that in so it's nice and white.
Right now?
Yes. Now this one I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap.
And right here?
Mm-hmm.
In the middle, the gap?
Yeah, just that upper gap.
This gap?
Mm-hmm. And if you need to come in front of the canvas, that's fine. What we're getting is all kinds of streaking that makes it kind of look like a wood texture. John's filling in that gap here, so we have a nice big panel. And then put a little bit more white on this panel here while I make this big one. So don't fill in these gaps, just put a little more white on that panel all the way across so it has a nice kind of streaky look to it.
Better than I did last time.
Yeah. And I'm going to paint around the side so the wood looks like it continues around the side. Please don't bump the camera. Thank you. And then a little bit more paint on that one. I make the very bottom one. Whoops. And so what we've got here, you can see it is a brown canvas and now has these big white kind of strokes and stripes across it. And that's what makes it look like our pieces of wood. And they're not perfect. It's a gap that's not too big and it's not too little. And John has gone in and put a little bit more white paint, and that gives it kind of the appearance of knot holes and wood texture, like a piece of wood that was brown and was painted white and is now kind of fading back off again. All right, John, I'm going to need your help for something else. You ready? So I'm going to use the gray paint, and I'm just going to put a great big heart here, like a big element on our side, and then we'll have our little words down here in black. So I'm going to draw this heart, and it does not have to be perfect. Okay, so we had a very small battery issue problem, but we're ready to finish our painting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna use your little sponge brush, even though it has white paint on it. You're gonna use the gray and paint in the whole heart, and I'm gonna help you get some of it painted in.
Because it would take me an hour.
Well, that wouldn't take an hour, but we want to get this done fast. And we're just gonna paint the whole thing in, and you can see we're painting over those boards. We're painting over the lines and gaps that were left. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm getting all sorts of shades of gray, white. Oh, we can hear that, okay? So, you all are the audience. Okay, thank you. Fix your headband. All right, very nice, John. Thank you. And so now to kind of emphasize that black shadow between the boards, I'm going to use the big brush. It's got some gray and just the tiniest bit of black here. And where that line is, just going to bring a bit of a shadow through. Kind of goes all the way across. And it gives the impression that this was painted on those boards and that it has a bit of a gap and a shadow in between them. So you can leave the brown gap or you can paint over it. Either way is okay. And then we're going to put just a few words in black on there to add to our sign. So I think I'll put just home, or should we put home sweet home?
Home sweet home.
Just home.
Home there's more room for this. Balololo. Balololo.
And we'll use home.
Balololo.
Established. No, we're almost finished. So we say 2005. That's when our home was established.
Alright, there are things on the bench.
All
They're
right,
outside
thank
of
you.
the
And we will talk to you later. Thank you for painting with us tonight. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.